Welcome to a beautiful West Beach. It's round 7 of the Softball SA Premier League, and today we're playing for the prestigious Linda Martin Shield. Today's match features the West Torrens Eagles, currently ranked 3rd on the ladder after 7, and Port Adelaide Magpies, who are currently ranked 2nd but have got a couple of games up their sleeve. All of this has been played on the beautiful lands of the Kaurna people, and we acknowledge and pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I'm Anthony Weatherstone, I'm your play-by-play caller for today, and I'm thrilled to be joined by one of our most popular and one of the best infielders getting around in the Premier League. Last year she was Gemma Cochran, now she's Gemma Sharkey. We'll get into that later on. Hello, Gemma.
Hello.
Good to see you again. It's been too long. We've been waiting for this, and then, of course, the weather does this. So joining me and Gemma today, we've got a new commentator who we've been trying to get in here, and looking forward to this. As the ASA continues to showcase the stars of the Premier League, we're joined by one of the league's rising talents, starting her journey as a T-baller with the Harndorf Magpies, but I found out it was actually her under-12s later on. Foundation player of the Heat. She's just 19 years old. She's a multi-sport athlete, excelling in netball, the SANFLW for Sturt. She's part of the Australian Softball Talent Development Squad. She's also a member of the Stars and the under-23 and Open Women's team, and she's also a star shortstop for the Hills Heat. Welcome, Georgia King.
Hello. Great to be here. I'm a bit nervous for my debut, but I'm sure it'll all go smoothly.
You're doing much better than I am already. That's great. Well, this game's just about to start. We're not going to get a lot of time. As you can see on the live stream, for the first time this season, it's a red field because it's grey skies, no blue. We've got a bit of rain down here, Jim.
We do. It's meant to be clearing up from what I've seen on the weather apps, so fingers crossed by the time we play it's nice. But I'm happy to be under the cover for now.
Yeah,
but
you got the 7 o'clock tonight?
We've got the 7 o'clock,
yeah. No worries. Well, plenty going on today, and as I said, let's just quickly jump into the lineup. So, as I said, everything's waterlogged at the moment, so forgive us. We're drowning in here at the moment. So, for the Magpies, I'll get Jem just to quickly run us through the lineup.
All right, we have Kate Geldof pitching to Jess Golden. We've got Liz Engler at first, Montana Edwards at second, Charlie Scalahan at third, Brie Marcelino at short, and then we've got Zoe Thompson, Jess Maslin and Jess Nevis in the outfield. So,
first pitch to Amber Hood back in her traditional lead-off spot. Maddie Scott's pushed into 3, and she takes an early strike. Today's Blues, we've got Toby Sandler behind the plate, umpire-in-chief Steve Wallace-Yarra over at first, and KT Tannenbring over at third base. He was here at 8 o'clock this morning with me. Way too early. Amber Hood tries to go around and checks her swing and fouls it off. She falls behind in the count early, 2 strikes.
See, we've got some towels out there for these wet balls. So hopefully that'll keep them from slipping around too much.
Slows it up the pace there. 3 players run towards it, and it's fallen in just on the right-hand side. Montana Edwards, great effort to get there with Engler and Neves. We'll see this on the Sporties Bar replay. We'll see it shortly. Yeah, we're still working on a camera that's suffering from being surrounded in warmer. Caitlin Holt, left field today, comes up into the second spot, shows bunt. Amber Hood comes off, Edwards checks her at first.
This is a new spot for Caitlin Holt, I believe. Moved up the lineup quite a bit.
Yes, it's an interesting lineup, especially when you get down to the number 7 spot, because it's taken 10 games for the Eagles, but Steph Trzynski is listed to come in at 7 in the designated hitter spot. Again, Holt shows bunt, hands out in front, not high enough, and pitcher Geldof gets over the top of her and fouls that ball off. That's the problem, George, trying to keep the ball low on a bunt. You know the ball's going to be a high pitch.
Yes, it's especially hard. Just trying to stop your hands from going too high, and if the ball's going to go looking like it, the ball's going above the bat, it's best not to bunt it.
Yeah. Holt swings away on this one. Sorry, Jem.
Yeah,
swings away on
I
this one.
interrupted you.
No, that's okay.
I think she's got 2 strikes on her now, so it does take away, you would think, that bunt. Some people still do it, but takes away that bunt. So it looks like she's come around and tried to slap that one for foul ball.
Jess Golden doing some maintenance work on the ball there. I can assure you, as a coach back in the day, days like this, you were in 2 minds. Wet ball, field's got to field a wet ball, but the pitcher's also got to slow up to control it, so it's better for hitting. So it's hard to figure out whether or not you're committed to a short game or whether or not you let the girls hit thinking that the pitching is going to be a little bit slower because they're going to have to guide the ball in a little bit more. So Eagles so far with the second batter. Caitlin Holt showed a bit of both. She's behind in the count still, but fighting away. Amber Hood still at first. We're in the top of the first.
All the games have been interesting, but throw a bit of rain in and it does make things, as you said, a little bit more interesting. There's some more thinking to be done as well, so we'll see what happens.
Ground's come up pretty well. Caitlin Holt now dragging this out to 6 pitches. It's a good at-bat for the youngster in her first full-time season playing left field, and yeah, promoted as I said, Trzynski comes into the lineup. Maddie Scott's moved into 3, but has traditionally been the lead-off. So got some construction work going on around us.
Yeah, getting ready for the baseball maybe tonight.
Awesome. Yeah. Just what we needed to hear. All right, stick with us, folks. Big battle here. Geldof versus Holt. Holt puts it in the 6-5 hole past Callahan, out to Zoe Thompson at left field. Amber Hood's advanced to second base. Caitlin Holt's promotion has paid off for Coach Lemery, and I'm not going to say replay. I don't want to put producer Mitch under any more pressure. He's doing it hard at the moment. But this is what the Eagles wanted. Runners at 1 and 2, none out. Maddie Scott, the Australian shortstop for the Spirit, comes to the plate. The dangerous Leona Kaesler on deck.
It was a good patient at bat from Caitlin Holt. Kept fouling them off until she got one into play. The ball stays nice and low on the wet infield too.
Maddie Scott, as always, unpredictable, and she shows short and tries a running bunt there, trying to catch the deep infield and see if she can load the bases for the Eagles with the hitters of Kaesler, Burridge and Hoyle, Trzynski to come, which is a fair lineup. Maddie Scott currently number 2 in the Eagles, batting .414, leading the team in runs scored with 11. Backs off that one above the letters. Count goes to 1 and 1.
Maddie can do a bit of everything. Short game, long game, slap. But she's squared around a few times. We'll see if she does it again. The infield was moving really nicely there.
Tries it again, and Geldof comes inside there, and she's got to fend it away in front of the letters. Evens up the count 2-2.
Lots of speed with the base runners too. You've got Amber who's quick, Maddie who's quick. I'm not too sure about Caitlin, but I think she's reasonable as well. So picking up this ball, wet ball as well, you have to make a choice really quick.
Good change up by Geldof and good watching by Scott. Yeah, getting out of first gear is going to be a bit of a task, and then your slide's going to have to be a little bit later too, because you're not going to have that pathway through to the base. So, as you said before, Jem, there's lots going on that you have to think about a little bit more on a day like today. Scott drops her hands. Thompson comes charging in and takes an amazing catch at left field, and Hood's got to scurry back to second. The ball's overthrown on Edwards, and Hood makes third anyway. But wow, what a play that was by the sensational Zoe Thompson.
She did a really good job to get to that ball and to make the catch. We always comment on the wind down here. It's not super windy today, but obviously battling the rain. But Zoe did an amazing job to get to the ball there and to have the presence of mind to make the throw as well. Just off target, but Maddie did her job there for sure.
Just checking in, everybody. Georgia is still here. She's just, it's her first innings. She's just trying to find her pace. So be patient with her. She's going to unleash shortly. Lana Kaesler, batting in the 3 spot. In the 4 spot. Comes to the plate. Lana having a great year so far for the Eagles. Currently batting .462. second highest in the Premier League, trailing only Jess Golden, and has driven in 9 RBIs. Again, delayed steal by Holt, trying to tempt Golden with a wet ball to throw. Coach Lemery going into the trick bag early and trying to make the Magpies play to the conditions. Golden stroke perfect in the weather though. Would you make that throw, Georgia King, behind the plate for the Heat?
Oh, I'd try my best. I think
sorry, I mean, I didn't mean that. I mean, would you have thrown? Sorry, I'll rephrase. So I know you can make that throw because you're a superstar. Sorry, I meant, would you throw that ball?
I think early in the game, it's a good way to get the energy up. It's the first innings. Always a throw out to a runner stealing is always a good way to get the energy up and get the vibe going. And it makes it a lot easier. You've got only one runner in scoring position then. Yep,
Kaysler fouls this ball off to the left side, going inside, Geldof, trying to quicken her up. She's had to sacrifice a little bit of speed for control. Burridge on deck. Hoyle, Trzynski to follow. Eagles have got runners in scoring position. They've only got the one out. Kaysler waits on that pitch and fouls it off deep down the left field line. Line drive out. First innings has gone 10 minutes. Port hasn't got a second out yet. It's the type of day this is going to be. It's just going to be a grind.
Absolutely, especially with the extending, between pitches, drying off the ball, all that kind of thing as well.
Big game though, second v third. Both teams have played off in the last 3 grand finals. Port winning the first, the Eagles have won the last 2. These 2 teams have been the dominant forces in the Premier League. Obviously Port Adelaide with the talent of Golden, Marcelino, Engler, Maslin, Callahan, Letton, it goes on and on and on. And then of course you say the Eagles and multi-premiership players, Kaysler, Hood, Trzynski, Hoyle, it goes on and on. So they're 2 big teams, big rivalry. Over to shortstop, Geldof jumps in front, comes up throwing hard. Marcelino was there, but the Magpies get a very important second out and runners stay in scoring position with Emma Burridge, the second base player, coming to the plate.
It's good fielding by Geldof. She definitely checked the runner, made sure she was right back on that base before she threw the ball. Had no chance really of scoring on that one.
Had a rocket arm too there, Geldof. She threw that
helps.
nice and hard. Yeah. Marcelino, great feat. She was coming in hard, but you could see Geldof just made sure of it. A watchful Burridge takes the pitch on the inside.
Burridge, notorious right side hitter, which is exactly what they would be wanting right now. Now that I've said that, she's going to have commentator's curse, but not often you see her go left side.
Takes a couple of pitches. Sophie Hoyle, a luxury for any team coming in at 6 with runners on, a further luxury. So Burridge making Geldof work for it. Gets her first strike across the plate in the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike, it's 2 out, top of the first. Magpie v Eagles, it's 0-0. Burridge fouls that one off. Batting 300 for the season. And I've got my old man glasses on today and I still can't see what I'm looking at. Numbers dip a little bit when she's got runners in scoring position, but she's got a very high on base as well. So Geldof's going to have to work hard for it. Tries to change the pace up, loses it a little bit in the conditions, and it goes high and wide.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be fielding out there for too long today, I would say. So Eagles have done a really good job of having this innings be quite long. They've had some...
Burridge hits it out to the right side. It looks like it's going to fall foul as 3 Magpies all meet just about 30 feet down past the first baseline here. A much flatter first base right side this season. So great work to the ground crews down here at West Beach. It's used to be like running uphill in the Eliminator. So Burridge gets another opportunity. It's a full count, 2 out, runners at 2 and 3. And Geldof goes low and away, strikes her out. Eagles threaten early, but come away with no runs. Well, that's a 14-minute first half of the innings. So this looks like it might be an under-16 game as far as might be only 3 innings, 4 innings. So everything's going to count today, and I suppose Coach Lucas gets a bit of an opportunity there to see the conditions and how West Torrens handled it. Talk to us how the Magpies are going to get about it.
Go for it, George.
I think it'll be good for them just to get the ball in play, because with the weather today, it'll be pretty good to put pressure on the field to make the plays, especially with a wet ball. There could be some pass balls. Then it'll be good to see some aggressive running as well around the bases to see if they can score first.
Paul are quite aggressive on the base paths usually, and I would say that, today maybe even more so. Try to push for those extra little bits. You really have to have everything right on.
Yeah, so the Eagles have struggled a little bit with runners on. They've got the second best offense in the competition. So with 47, ironically, behind Port. Interesting stat for you, Jem, if you just want to have a look at this one. You're just talking about being aggressive on the bases. A young player by the name of Jess Golden, putting up some pretty crazy numbers. Just have a look at her stolen base count, which is currently 8.
Yeah.
Which is more than the Hills, Glenelg and the Seacombe softball teams combined.
All right, Anthony.
So when I'm just justifying your point, Gemma, when you say that they're aggressive on the base pass, they certainly are.
Yeah, they've got a lot of speed as well, and I mean, Jess, of course, is very quick, but it doesn't end there for them. They've got speed everywhere.
Well, she was a Kathleen Coral medalist 2 years ago in her first season here, and ironically, at the moment, she's a little bit of a quieter year. Last year, she played for the Stars, but this season, back with a vengeance. She leads the league offensively by over 150 points. She's batting .636, which is insane. Scarily, she's scored 25% of the runs that the Magpies have scored, and when she gets on base, every second time she scores. So this is a big out for the Eagles. Talia Sutton throws in I think it was a change, and just got caught in the hands.
So Jess's hands sneak up the bat a little bit there. Looks like she was maybe looking at the short game.
Watchful early, similar tactic that the Eagles used. Georgia, in a minute, we'll get you to run through the Eagles' defensive lineup, but it's the young state under-18 pitcher Talia Sutton who's shouldering the workload for the Eagles. She's doing a great job for a kid of her age. Obviously, younger sister Sienna, also a pitcher, and dad, Coach Matt Sutton, runs the under-14s and has a long history in the game as well. Zoe Thompson comes to the plate. Golden on with a walk. Here we go. It took one pitch, and that's going to feel good for Amber Hood and Maddie Scott.
Yeah, throw was spot on there. Great tag by Maddie as well.
New camera joining us. So we've got 2 now. We've dragged producer Brandon over, so thank you, producer Brandon. So Zoe Thompson here has to pick up where Golden left off. 2 very fast left-handers.
What do we think about the steal on the first pitch after a 4-ball walk?
Yeah, I've had my time again. I'd probably sit on it, but I I mean, it's that tough battle. You know, you got to think, what if she throws a strike on the first pitch and then I'm only giving the batter, you know.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. That's why they get paid nothing to make those big decisions at Premier League. So Thompson takes a strike here and flies this one out. Scott's making an attempt for it. Holt nearly got
she
it
nearly got that.
from left field. Well, there, I think that might have answered one of our questions earlier, Gemma. That was, we didn't really know what Caitlin's wheels were like.
She's got him.
But if she's made it from left field to the fence on a cut shot like that, then, yeah, maybe she's got some wheels. So, Sutton ahead in the count now to Thompson. Just so far on every slow pitch, she's just held it a touch long, and they've all been high, which is probably better than being right down the middle, but their balls at the moment. Over to Kaysler, she drops down low, comes up throwing. Hoyle steps into the infield, making it a little bit smaller, and the Eagles' defence comes to play. 2 out.
Beautiful play. The ball is staying really low on this wet ground. We're not getting those big bounces up over your head, which sometimes can happen if it's a little bit drier. So Lana did a great job of staying low and making that play.
Brie Marcelino obviously has a tee-off time at the completion of this game as she's in a hurry. First pitch, swings hard and fouls it off down the left field line. The inaugural winner of the Mel McGee hitting trophy, the hitting medal last year for the ASA. She finds herself this season again in the top 10 players in the Premier League offensively.
That ball, by the way, was so close to KT. I don't know if you saw that on the stream, but it went so close. Giving him quite the fright.
Marcelino inside out, all the way over.
All the way.
Great piece of batting by the league's best hitter in 2024. She's gone 240 feet past the Bob Burns sign. What a shot.
That was a great shot. We had our training this morning and we did a little bit of front toss, and she was obviously warming up then because she popped a few over, and now she's just brought that into the game. It was a great shot. I
was about to say batting 412, which by her standards is a little bit low, but she's got an on-base of 600 with 7 RBIs and 9 runs scored. So she's a huge part of the Magpies offense. Wow, what a shot. It's a shame we didn't have a replay of that. That was a cracker. Doesn't get any easier for Sutton as Jessica Maslin batting in the clean-up spot, leads the league in RBIs, runs batted in with 12. Takes a pitch on the outside, goes over Holt to left field. It's one bounce. Maslin's rounding 2. Ball hits Scott in the cutoff. Maslin stands up, and the Magpies are mounting a 2-out rally here.
Could have been a couple more RBIs if Brie had left anyone out there for it. That was a beautiful shot. We've got a replay. There it goes.
The Sporties Bar replay. Producer Mitch doing a great job. All those free drinks and food in the canteen has paid off. He's delivered.
Good job to get that one in.
Not that Brie Marcelino's going to thank him after. Anyway, Charlize Callahan, Stars player, third base for the Magpies, had a big say in their premiership breaking win 3 years ago with a shot up the middle. Faces Sutton, 2 out, takes a strike on the outside. Nice little bit of insight there from Georgia King about Stars training this morning. So it's one question I can cut off. Maslin has put that ball somewhere in the Harbour Town car park. Fouled off down the left field side.
Callahan?
Oh, sorry. I apologise. Yep. These glasses are just for show. They're not actually helping my vision at all. 2 out, the Magpies with a 1-run lead. Callahan aggressively got it right that time.
Sounding so good off the bat, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed Well, Lana Kayes has held her ground. As that's what Lana does. She's not going to back away from
I'd
a
be in
fight.
left field.
Yeah. Sutton picking up a yard of pace there. I think just the unsettlement of getting hit for 240 feet. I think she's just like, rightio, game on here. And she's gained a yard here, Sutton. And what a great breaking pitch that was by the youngster. And she strikes out Callahan to put the 2 out rally to an end, but not before Brie Marcelino has hit a towering line drive home run over where the old scoreboard is. Produce, are you going to put graphics on the screen and surprise me? Here we go, look out. We're here waiting with bated breath to see which one it is. The first one. Go, Gemma.
The Aqaba Hotel. So the Ark, where they are dedicated to delivering an exceptional experience across every aspect of your visit. Whether you're savouring a remarkable dining and wine experience in the restaurant, catching up on the latest sports action at Sporty's Bar, enjoying a relaxing stay in their well-appointed accommodation, being captivated by live performances at the top of the Ark, you can celebrate life's milestones in their versatile function spaces, testing your luck in their gaming room, or discovering a diverse range of beverages at the Aqaba Cellars. They truly offer something special for everyone. They are conveniently located near the Adelaide CBD. The Ark is easily accessible to both locals and visitors. To enhance your visit, they also provide free parking and complimentary Wi-Fi. The Ark, where great food, warm hospitality and a warm ambience await you.
Well done, Gemma Sharkey.
Thank you.
Nailed it. Absolutely.
I nearly got a little bit tied up on ambience. I didn't know if I should go ambience, but we
It
got
has.
through
It definitely
We got
has
through
that. Yeah, the Ark's got it. I can tell you the Sporty Bar is a great place to watch sport, and we'll George is going to roll the dice when we get around to that next. So here we are leading off the top of the second. It's Magpies 1, Eagles 0. It's Geldof to the first base player for the Eagles, Sophie Hoyle.
Yeah, we see her move across to first base this year with the return of Maddie Scott. So they've done a little bit of a shuffle across. So new over at first base, but doing a great job there.
These sides, as we said before, have met in the last 3 grand finals. They also met in the opening game, the season launch back on October 9th, where we played the celebrity game, our first ever. And it was a come-from-behind win by the Eagles, and it was Sophie Hall's 2-run shot up the middle that got the Eagles the win 3-2 that night. Anytime Hall's batting at 6, your team's got depth.
Very patient start here.
And a great walk there. I noticed that Coach Lemery and Thomas before, just as we were listening to that extremely well-read, actually no, it wasn't read, it was all off the top of your head, Gemma, sorry. I did notice that the coaches for the Eagles did hold them for about 30 seconds and had a little bit of a chat. So, and I think a lot of that messaging will be, don't panic, it's early days. Mm-hmm. Steph Trzynski makes her debut for season 24-25 as 17 again back on the diamond, and great to see her.
Yeah, she'd be very excited to be out there. I think she's been eagerly awaiting her return, so it's nice to see her out.
Been doing a great job running the commentary for us, our new look commentary with as many of the female Premier League stars. New one making her debut today, Georgia King from the Hills Heat. Going to have a chat to her about a couple of things shortly. Change up from Geldof, and Trzynski holding in a pre-season's worth of rage and keeps her hands back.
Same approach, I think, in the batter's box. It's very patient. They had long at-bats in that first inning, as we know. We went 14 minutes.
Yeah.
So seems the same again.
Trzynski's first swing of the bat for the season is a 230-foot shot that falls just in front of the MC Sportswear sign. Well taken by centre fielder Jessica Maslin. And here it is on the Sporties Bar replay.
gets all of that on the Sporties Bar replay. But Jess Maslin, great work tracking that back, never takes her eye off it, straight there.
Speaking of centrefield, it's the Eagles centrefielder, Alicia Marshenk. Big swing as Geldof throws a fastball, clips the outside edge.
Looks like we're hitting away here, no short game from the Eagles.
Challenges are up and in, and Marshenk follows it up. And gets caught on the outside, frozen by an edge, framed by Catcher Golden.
Yeah, beautiful pitch.
Jackie Beale comes to the plate.
Rain has ceased, I think, which is nice. Still dealing with the wet grass and all of the rest, but no active rain.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an easy day for not only these teams, obviously you two playing tonight. We sort of hadn't sort of led with that. We sort of didn't want to create any animosity in the in the comment. But yeah, the Glenelg Rebels play the Hills Heat tonight in the main game at 7 p.m. So
we're friends till 7.
7, yeah.
Good white line for you.
Yeah, that's it.
Bill gets a change up. Marcelino shuffles in with her feet. Baseball pitcher arm, throws her out over at first. And the first innings went for 14. The second innings went for 4. And the Eagles are retired here on the Sporties Bar replay.
Yeah, just makes contact with that one, knocks it into play. Bree does a great job to attack that ball and make the throw over at first.
Great camera work there by our team at Spacequake as they have gathered themselves on amongst the water, and let's see what comes up next. Should be a circle. But maybe just start reading it anyway, so when it comes up.
So Sporties Bar at the Arkabar Hotel is a premier destination for all live sports. This vibrant sports bar offers an unrivaled viewing experience featuring a massive LED screen, a 360 funnel screen, tab facilities. You can also enjoy added space, customised audio zones and enhanced comfort throughout. Step outside to their newly designed outdoor area, complete with comfortable booth seating and a cosy fireplace, outdoor fans, heating and huge screens for the ultimate viewing experience. Sporties also offers all-day dining, food and drink specials, live sport every day, a brand new shuffleboard, a pool table, cocktails, an American-style menu and a lively atmosphere. Open 7 days a week from 11 till 8.
Well done, Georgia. Sporties Bars just came up just as it finished there. So, again, we thank the guys at Spacequake Sports working overtime amongst all the water conditions here. We've got a couple of young, I'm going to say T-ballers because I don't want to say the other word. So, in watching the Premier League here is Talia Sutton, the young state under-18 pitcher, is kicking off the bottom of the second innings. It's Kate Geldof, the pitcher for the Magpies, the Belgian international. Sutton way high there as she falls behind in the count. Autographs later, fellas, for these young ladies. They're on duty. Again, Sutton's change high as she struggles to control it in this in these terrible conditions for everybody. Geldof ahead of the count. Geldof swings away and no chance for Amber Hood.
It's dropped back down into the net at the back there.
And the blue umpire.
Oh, and it's on our side.
Thanks, Toby. So here we go.
There's that construction again.
Geldof swings over the top of it. The young T-ball is getting pretty excited as she swings over that one. This time Sutton goes down and low. She's got control of that. She was able to strike out Callahan on that breaking pitch before. So good control low at the moment. Just struggling with that high stuff. I don't know, I think she might just be slipping on the mat, and Amber Hood shows all of her national championship winning experience. The multi-premiership star goes out there and takes a timeout. What would you be saying as a catcher, Georgia King, to your pitcher if that was going on?
We'd probably be just saying to reset, start again, take your time in the box and make sure you wipe that ball down, make sure that it's not got any leftover rain on it.
You can see the feet around Sutton. It is quite muddy there, even on the turf. Geldof swings away here. The Eagles go for it. Hoyle reaches out. Burridge and Bill meet her there, but it's just become a foul tip.
Throw a glove at it, did she?
Yeah. Don't know if that works. I think if you throw the glove and the ball falls in it, you've got to jump and just catch the glove after. So.
We'll have to let her know.
Yes. Yeah. But great effort by Sophie Hall. Again, just traction getting out of the mud.
Yeah.
You know, the conditions, it's a tough day. And Geldof earns herself a walk, just like the previous innings when Golden got herself a walk. Now, the question was asked, do you go on the first? Let's see what Coach Lucas does this time round. Liz Engler, the first place player and pitcher for the Magpies, at the plate. Well, Geldof wasn't going anywhere, but it was a fairly good piece of the ball by Engler, but it's unfortunately gone foul as she's line drived it down the right field side. And I think we've run out of things to play with.
Yep, looks like it. And a few foul balls.
Oh, here comes one.
Oh, 2.
So resetting here, Geldof, the lead off in the bottom of the second, has reached first. Liz Engler, the first base player. None out for the Magpies at the plate. They lead 1-0, bottom of the second. Engler takes a pitch on the outside.
Got some signals on from Coach Ben Lucas, so we'll see if anything happens here.
Engler drops the right shoulder, swings hard, but Emma Burridge, running off the dirt onto the grass, has taken an amazing catch. She's actually running into the wind as she does that, as I've lose my score sheet.
Speaking of wind.
So, yeah, that's an amazing catch by Emma Burridge, just there on the Sporties Bar replay. Sorry, we were chasing my scorebook, but...
Yeah, she did a great job to get there. I actually put my hands up. I started to almost give her a bit of a clap there, which honestly deserved. Great, great effort.
Yeah. Anytime you come off the dirt onto the grass and make a catch like that, that's quality fielding by the second base player for the Eagles.
And it would be a little bit slippery out there. So
running from dirt onto grass, yeah. Montana Edwards for the Magpies, the second base player. Having a pretty good year by all accounts statistically, and started back with the Magpies last year.
Yep, she left us. Very sad. Great teammate, but just good to see her back out here.
She's gone hard and long. Caitlin Holt, for the second time in this game, has watched the ball go over her head. Geldof's going to make it all the way home from second easily, as the ball hasn't even come off the cart, and Edwards runs openly into second base. What a shot. And looking forward to the Sporty Bar replay.
Yeah, got all of that ball straight over her head. One bounce into the fence. Beautiful piece of the ball. I always say right side when you're trying to advance your runners, but if you hit it that far, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if you have speed like Geldof as well.
Yeah, that was noticeable. Yeah, hadn't seen that yet. Jess Neves, the right fielder, premiership player for the Magpies, comes to the plate, and the Magpies have extended their lead in the bottom of the second. 2-0 they lead. Jess Golden awaits on deck. Never's hands well out in front.
Jess Nevis is a good player to have in your 9 hole. She can hit the ball, but she can also go short, so very versatile. Seems to get on a lot. Doesn't have the biggest strike zone, so she's also very patient. She knows her zone, that's for sure.
Yes, Sutton's going to have to work very hard here. Amber Hood, you can see, working overtime behind the plate so far, doing an amazing job, keeping the Eagles, keeping them in it. Sutton challenges her with a fastball in the hands. Nevers gets after it, fouls it off behind the plate. And Coach Thomas from the Eagles, with towel in hand, seems to be running around like a ball girl at the Australian Open.
Yeah, working overtime, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how you keep your fitness up. So, in front of the count now, Sutton. 1 out, but a runner in scoring position and a very dangerous top of the lineup to follow. So, big battle here. Sutton versus Neves. Inside and low. Edwards holds her ground. And Sutton wins. Nevers goes down looking for a big second out for the Eagles. Great pitching by the young state under-18 pitcher from the Eagles. Continues to impress Talia Sutton.
She's gotten it back under control after those high ones that slipped a little bit earlier. So probably dried out a bit now too, which is nice.
The most dangerous hitter in the competition as we speak. It's Jess Golden. Only player above 600 in the competition. Got a walk in her first at-bat. And then got caught stealing on the first pitch. Zoe Thompson is on deck. And Brie Marcelino, who's already batted herself in for a run scored, to follow. Golden takes 3 pitches. Sutton wary, and might she well be, because Golden she's dangerous.
It's not much letting up though.
And 3 balls, pretty much all in the same spot.
You get Jess on, but then you've got to face Zoe, Brie, Jess.
Yeah. The only advantage is 2 out, but that's how they started their rally last time round.
Yeah.
So, and Golden gets her second 4-pitch walk of the game.
Does put the force on as well. Now they've got runners at 1 and 2, so obviously got 3 as an option as well. Well, and 2.
And the good news, of course, for the Eagles is that Jess Golden's come off as the young Benedictson, Zoe, has made her way out to first base, and she'll be acting as the runner for the catcher in the speed-up role. So Zoe Thompson grounded out to the left side. Good play by Lana Kaysler, staying low on a hard shot. In the dirt, great pickup, Amber Hood. That's not an easy thing to do at the best of times, let alone when the ground's muddy like that.
Very important though. You don't want those runners getting any further around.
Put them at third and the same thing happens. You're going to give away free runs, and you can't do that. Thompson goes hard. This time Scott goes running back, and the ball spills. It's called in play, and Edwards goes on to score. Benedictson gets into third. Thompson gets into second. A lot to unpack in the Sporty Spa replay.
So she gets a piece of that one, and the wind has picked up now that the rain's died off, but it's just really in between the two of them. Yeah. It's a good effort.
Tough ball to field, and an intentional walk to Marcelino, which makes perfect sense with the 2-out situation and it loads the bases. Ironically, it also brings the cleanup hitter for the Magpies, who's leading the league in runs batted in, to the plate. But you understand the logic here today.
Yeah, load up the bases. Jess did have a beautiful piece of the ball as well last time. Sometimes you forget about those ones when... Oh.
And Jess leaves no stone unturned there. She's put it out to the fence on 2 bounces. Marcelino's already crossed the plate as the ball gets cut to Scott, as the Magpies jump out to a 5-zip lead.
How's the speed on Marcelino?
Was there a game of tag on there or something?
I was watching the ball be fielded and I look up and she's crossing the plate. You see on the Sporties replay here. Yeah, there were no chance to get an out at the plate there. And Jess Maslin stands up at 2.
Wow. That's some power hitting by Maslin. 2 back-to-back doubles. The first one didn't score anybody because Marcelino had already scored herself, but this time she cashes in with 3 runs batted in. That's why she's the league leader. And she's just extended that league even further. Charlize Callahan struck out in her first at-bat, looking for some redemption here. Again, the Magpies 2 out with another run-scoring opportunity.
She had some long foul balls down the left field line in her last at-bat, but I've noticed that Eagles have put a little bit of a shift on. They've moved around to the right side a little bit, so we'll see what happens.
Nice pickup. Yeah, you can see like whether or not they've set up for something there.
Yeah, Amber's just given the wave over to Alicia Marshink in centre field, and she's moved over a bit, and looks like Caitlin Holt has as well.
And goes fast and low inside, which is the opposite of what you think she's trying to set up.
Yeah.
So, but what do we know? That's
those
okay.
first 2 look like they were on the outside, and they've both missed. So I think they've probably just wanted to come back with a strike, which they did.
Callahan again flies out down the left field side, and that was a ball that she pulled from the other side of the plate across. That was what we expected. So battle on here. She got her on a breaking ball at the plate. Magpies have the best offense in the competition. They've scored over 50 runs. They score 6.5 a game, which is insane. Callahan well out in front of that one. They have had a couple of big wins, but still they are, that's six runs per game over 8. That's pretty handy if you're, as a defense, you're protecting 7. So
we've had, I feel like a relatively high scoring season, which is nice. Not, the 1-0, 2-0 all the time, or 1-2, whatever. Lots of high scoring games. Makes it very exciting.
Callahan gets jammed, and Scott, no problems with this one, but the damage has been done. They've scored an extra 3, have the Magpies, courtesy of Jess Maslin's double to the left centre field. And what a shot that was. So we're moving into the top of the 3rd. We're just at the halfway mark, so the game's picked up in pace.
Last week we were battling the heat. Now we're battling the cold,
Yeah,
the wind, the
Adelaide,
rain. What's going on?
Sort of perfect one day and sort of not the next.
Yeah.
All right, George, I'm going to put the some questions to you from some of your mates who have been kind enough to dial in. They wanted me to introduce you as Georgia King. Don't you know who I am? So one of the cool stats that I heard about Georgia in my research of her, obviously a big fan of watching her as a player, but Coach Fairley was telling me as a 13-year-old playing for the Harndorf Magpies in a final, she was at shortstop and she was only 13 and she made 15 of the possible 17 outs of the game. So ball hog or just...
save some for everyone else, mate.
I can't say I actually remember that. Reggie often talks about fond memories of me being much younger and when she coached me way back then. But I Yeah,
Can't remember it.
remember it.
It was a final, so I mean I don't want
Yeah.
to put you under the spot or anything. So obviously a couple of brothers that also have played a bit of softball as well.
Yes.
So we'll get back to them shortly. Geldof back to the top of the line-off. Amber Hood has answered the call, and she herself goes out to the left field fence. Maslin overthrows Marcelino at the cutoff. Hood nearly takes the opportunity on the overthrow, but makes the Holt play and stops, considering Caitlin Holt had a good shot in her first at bat. The Eagles fighting back.
Gave Jess Maslin a shot right where she just put one, I think, on the Sporties Bar replay. Beautiful shot. Couple of bounces into the fence and safely up at 2.
Caitlin Holt's first at bat in her new number 2 spot in the lineup was a shot to left field. The Eagles' short game has very much gone away, as they are now going to try and bat their way out of this. This is the MO of the first game. Again, Port jumped to an early lead, and then the Eagles ran them down in the end. That was chasing 3. This is 5, and the conditions are not as good. So big job here for the youngster playing left field. Maddie Scott on deck. Gets jammed. Marcelino holds as she gets over. Rocket arm to Engler at first and retires the Eagles' first out.
Yeah, they seem to be handling the ball really well. We would suspect that it's a bit wet on the Sporties Bar replay. Straight to Marcelino, a couple bounces, holds the runner, and a beautiful throw over to first. So doesn't seem to be a problem for them.
Well, the one thing the Magpies have got effectively the equal best defence, along with the Walkerville Cats, who are leading the league. They've only made the 8 errors for the entire season, which is insane. Ball in the dirt. Golden just stays front on, and kids at home learning how to catch. That's how you do it. There's no protection on the side of your body, so you've got to trust and let the gear do the work for you. But Jess, like a rocket, up, ready to throw, wheels at second, and Hood. Scott looking to hit this ball long and hard. The power hitter, Lana Kaisler, to follow.
So 3 balls. Are you swinging if this is a strike, Georgia?
No, I think it's best to watch that one go across the plate.
Yeah, in a 5-0 situation, absolutely.
Yes.
I would suggest that Coach Fairley would say otherwise. I would suggest that anybody that takes 15 out of 17 plays in a final is wanting to be the one to do it, George.
Oh,
back yourself in.
As much as you'd love to, sometimes it's just better not to.
Maddie Scott swinging for the fences there, and Geldof gets her up above the letters.
I think we all heard that in the mic from Lana.
Ball high in the air, not an easy catch. Marcelino calls out Thompson out at shallow left field and makes it look easy, which I'm not sure how you do that, but she does that all the time.
Well, we saw how quick she was when she was running before. We got the Sporties Bar replay here. She gets out there nice and quick.
Kaisler to the plate. Eagles now 2 out, as we see here on the Sporties Bar replay. Never takes her eyes off of it. Good communication from Thompson. Geldof challenges Kaisler high. Well, this is the advantage that the Magpies have got this year. Engler last year threw 92% of their innings for the entire season, which is a long time. And this time, Geldof and her, they've split the starts. Geldof's actually had 5, Engler's had 3, considering that she's coming off of a calf injury. Engler's 3.27 on the ERA, Geldof 3.79. So you can see why they're second. Big kicking rise, and Golden just keeping Amber Hood honest out there.
We've got Maddie Scott out there for our speed up runner.
Thank you.
Let's see if Lana takes her own advice and cranks that soldier boy quote.
And doesn't get all of that one. game has definitely sped up here as the conditions now cooled off. Ground's in terrible nick, so looking forward to seeing what my son does to it with the gator in between games.
Looks like it's a great time whizzing around on that.
Yeah. Funny story about that. Change up into the 6-5 hole. Callahan comes over, checks the lead run, doesn't need to because it's 2 out, so she goes to Engler, the solid rock at first, and the Magpies retire the Eagles. The top of the third.
On the Sporties Bar replay, just doesn't get quite all of that ball.
So I was watching in KI last week and listening to the girls do a great job in the game. Seacom Walkerville, I believe it was. And anyway, the game had finished and the cameras were still rolling. And I was sitting there with my parents, and you see this camera roll in from this car roll in from the side, and it's my son. And the camera was left running for 3 minutes, and we got to watch him do the entire thing. And Mum and Dad didn't know what it meant when he was doing the grounds. They thought he would be like raking and stuff, but they found it quite funny that he's just sitting there driving around thinking he's all that. So yeah, sorry, I thought it was funny anyway. So we're going to go into the bottom of the third. Magpies have got themselves a very tidy 5-run lead. So just for your thousands and thousands of new fans that you're going to be getting after this, Georgia, obviously a lover of horses, I hear that you've also, did you participate equestrian at a high level? Or
No, definitely not at a high level.
Right.
It was more just a thing, just for fun. Coming from the hills, living on property, it's something that my mum and I got to do together because she grew up riding horses, and so yeah, it's just a bit more for fun rather than competitive.
Yeah, nice. Don't think that you're off the hook, Gemma. You're next, as we're going to talk wedding, honeymoon, and what's life like as a Sharkie. We'll get to that after Sutton meets Geldof. Bottom of the third, Magpies leading 5-0. Base on balls for Geldof's first at-bat.
Put her Jets on and scored on that second one.
Yes, it's surprising us all. So, but if you're making a national team regardless of the country, some would suggest that you can play. So
you would think so.
So where was the wedding?
We had a very small little wedding, just a little family-only situation. So we should just do it at the registry office. It was beautiful.
Geldof goes swinging, hands out in front.
We're going for part 2 in Vegas early January, though. So.
Right. Wow. Honeymoon. That's going to be the honeymoon, is it, or you've done the honeymoon?
No, that will technically be the honeymoon, I guess. So yeah, we'll be 4.5 weeks in the US.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Geldof swings over this one after swinging under the first one. Finds herself now behind in the count. Sutton levels it up, 2-2. It's not going to be one of those Elvis Chapel things, is it? Or
of course. Got to have a bit of fun.
Love it. And life in the hills, how's what's the Sharkie? What's different?
It's honestly the exact same. Honestly, I just have to get used to not saying Cochrane now. That's it. Otherwise, same old.
High on the handle, Hood has no right to get over and take that ball.
Oh,
and
no.
And wow. Let's unpack that as umpire Blue Sandler has called out to his senior umpire in chief. So we see here on the the Sporties Bar replay, she's taken the catch and then she's gone to take her hand, but the gate's opened, which it shouldn't be. So interesting as the three blue umpires converse.
Yeah,
what do you think?
That's unfortunate, isn't it? I think it looks like she had that catch and maybe has come a bit off balance and dropped it as a result of that fence opening. You don't expect that to happen.
No.
It's hard to say what would have happened if that didn't happen. but it looked like she had the ball for a while before it hit the ground. So
Blue Sandler is just telling Coach Lemery the news, and it doesn't look good for Coach Lemery. Foul ball. Hood not happy, and it was an amazing effort by Amber. I must confess, I do feel for her that gate shouldn't be open, and I think if it wasn't, that wouldn't have happened. But anyway, here we are. Geldof gets another life. And gets a change up. Momentum shift, could it be? Is that what the Eagles need?
it's hard coming back in after something that you maybe should have gotten out for, because you know that the fielding team wants it so bad, but you want it so bad as well. And
sometimes you don't need to give them the motivation. Liz Engler, who flied out to second base in her first at bat to a great catch from Erin Burridge. All right, so we're heading to Vegas, going to tour the States for 4 weeks, still wearing Crocs, so that's great to see. So, awesome.
I'm all kitted up. I'm ready to play B grade after this.
Sutton goes hard and just misses the top of the zone to fall behind the count.
Yeah, it'll be nice going over to the US. We'll be seeing Katie, who was my teammate a couple years ago, who's moved back over to the US. So
really?
Yeah, we're going to meet up in Chicago, which is very exciting. I can't wait to see her.
Very cool. Jackie Beale does what everybody never wants to do, and that is throw a ball back and not get it over the fence. So
a lot smaller than what she's used to, so we'll give her
that.
we'll give it to her.
All right, here we go. Things starting to get a little bit crazy down here at West Beach, so weird things starting to happen. Can the Eagles mount a comeback?
The wind really has picked up down here as well, which if you play out here regularly, you'd be very much used to, but it sucks.
Engler smashes the ball. Hoyle drops to a knee, knocks it down. Burridge, if you don't mind, just casually picks it up, backhands it, as the Eagles' defence makes a very, very important out. And I'm no doctor, but I would suggest that that's Liz Engler very gingerly running back to the diamond, as we just here look on. Just wonder... Here on the Sporties Bar replay.
You can almost see halfway down. Oh. Yeah, no good. That does not look good.
She was coming off of a calf, and
you see it on her face about halfway, and then she started that
great
limp off, and it didn't look good.
Great knockdown by Hoyle, and Burridge makes it look easy.
Yeah, great teamwork. It's a really hot shot off the bat. So Sophie did a good job to knock that one down, and Emma was right, coming across probably to cover the base, but in the right spot and picked that one up easily.
Lots of people watching, not too many comments there, so make sure you get a shout out and tell Georgia King what a great job she's done, even though we haven't given her a chance to talk, and how good is it to hear Gemma Sharkey back on the comms for the first time in season 24-25.
It's on last week, mate.
Second time on the mic. So first time with me.
Yes.
So I'm your favourite.
Yep.
So
it's hard to get a word in with you and I, Anthony. So
yeah.
We'll have to put Georgia on with someone else.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to bring her in gently, because she is coming back in a couple of weeks, everybody. So that's why we're trying to get the backstory out there for the crowd.
Yeah.
Now
build up the fan base even more.
Second base Montana Edwards, who had a fairly good shot that hit the fence and scored a run. Back again. This one went over Caitlin Holt at left field, and that breeze that you're talking about at the moment is really tunnelling right to left, but she's not going to get a chance. She's going to be walked as Jess Neves comes to the plate.
Yeah, an 8-hitter that can hit the ball to the fence on one bounce is a pretty good person to have. Not bad at all, and she's aboard. So we've got Jess Neves up now.
Eagles have got Trzynski at 7, Marshak at 8. They're no slouches either. So these scenes are batting pretty deep as Neves gets after that one. It looks like it's going to fall in, and it has not. So, again, my wonderful eyesight doing a great read of the game. But that's why these two teams have played in those last 3 grand finals. They are both talent-loaded, well-coached, well-drilled.
I think that was a maybe off pace or a change up, and Jess did amazing to wait on that, but just foul.
This time she goes the opposite field to show her diversity. And she's not favouring one part. One of Lee Hull's favourite players. Coached her when he was doing the rounds as a coach. She's obviously represented the state as well. Took some time off to have a beautiful baby, and she's now come back premiership player inaugural, and here she is in a battle with Talia Sutton. The Eagles are up, the Magpies are up by 5, and we're in the bottom of the 3rd. 1 out, Edwards at first. Good discipline, she stays off that one. That's a good question, Paul. We'll get right on that for you. One of our fans has just asked us to check on the score down there on Diamond 2. There is a game going on down there between the Sturt Falcons and I believe the Cats, if I can just find that. Neves swings hard. Holt calls out Scott this time, takes the catch and makes the out, retiring the Magpies in the bottom of the 3rd with a runner on.
Yeah, that was good fielding. It was really good to call Maddie out on that one as well. We've seen a few on the Sporties replay here. We've seen a few nasty collisions on ones that don't have too much chat. So that was a really good job. We've got obviously the pivots really busting back to get to those, and we've seen a few caught by those pivots today, but in my opinion, it is the outfielder's ball.
Yeah, especially with that wind that we were talking about before. But, I mean, if you're a young player and you're running in behind the Australian Spirit shortstop and you're calling her out, there's always going to be a little bit of nerves there that you're not going to want to make sure. But you notice a little glove tap there. So,
yeah, it's a team sport.
Yeah.
Well, Engler's come back out, so she must be all right, which is good.
That's great news, because a calf is not something that you easily get over.
Yeah, you never want to see anyone get hurt, so it's nice to see her back out there.
After you guys have done great jobs, producer Mitch has put me under the one of our new partners is Sparms SP Arms, so that's Sun Protection Arms Sleeves, now available in the Diamond Bar and online, and they are also now providing us Player of the Game vouchers for the Premier League players who are voted as best by the 2 ladies to my left, as Geldof kicks off the top of the 4th. So they're a company based in Queensland, 2010, and one of the things that they are doing is providing great sun protection, as Burridge gets underneath that one. Great sun protection by incorporating industry-leading fabrics and smart design features. Sparms produce lightweight, breathable and quick-drying athletic wear that provides optimal protection from harmful UV and rays. Burridge gets under this one. Engler calls out the pitcher and retires the first out. So they're a new product that we're just starting to have here. If you get an opportunity to check out their website, au.sparms.com.au, they've got their Black Friday sales on. You can buy sleeves, you can buy leggings, and just see here on the Sporties Bar replay, Engler taking a straightforward catch as Geldof loses all control of that one. I was definitely not as clean as you two, so I myself would not be winning that voucher today. But yes, proceeds of anything that we do on their behalf obviously goes towards supporting the live stream, and we thank them for the support as Sophie Hoyle goes big and just in front of the Aqaba sign. It would have hit it halfway up if it wasn't for Jessica Maslin at centre field. Talk us through that, Georgia King.
That's a beautiful shot. She really got all of it. Jess did a really good job to track that all the way back into her glove, especially because of the swirly wind that we've got going on down here. I think she did a great job, but also a great shot.
That looked out of here off the bat there for a brief second. And speaking of players that can do that, Steph Trzynski's second at bat of the season. Her first one was a 230-foot shot to centre field, which was caught. Fouls that one off.
The Port field does not let up, so anything in the air, in the outfield, you're not a great chance for. But we'll see if she can get something a little bit flatter and get herself on.
Yes, the Eagles, they're going to need to make a comeback soon, as Trzynski does exactly what she did in the first at-bat. And she throws her hands up in the air. What more does she have to do? She's laced the ball twice here on the Sporties Bar replay.
Yeah, beautiful shot. But Jess Maslin straight under the ball, safe as houses. Beautiful catch. Talking about last week on the stream, actually, there was a few shots that went in and just come off the end of the bat or miss hit or something like that, and they drop in and you get the hit. And then we've seen so many beautiful hits today where you get all of the ball, just absolutely crush it, and you get nothing to show for it.
That's it. Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
That's softball.
Just get you to quickly do a little bit of this, because this is important.
Yeah, so the 69th Country Championships will take place over the January long weekend in 2025, starting Friday, January 24th to Monday, the 27th of January, down here at West Beach, Bat Reserve. Team nominations are now open, a minimum of 10 players and a maximum of 15 players per team. Entry fee is $300 per team. All nominations must be submitted by January 5th, and each team is required to provide an umpire for the championships. To be eligible to play, participants must be 15 years or older by December 31st. This is a fantastic opportunity for associations across the state to come together and compete. Teams can nominate for men's A or B grade and women's A, B1 or B2 grades. A new feature this season is that ASE teams can only enter teams in the B2 grade. So please note that these are association nominated teams, not individual clubs. Players from the Adelaide Softball Association can participate in the country teams via a draft system.
Golden first pitch goes over to Burridge at second, and for the first out.
Just quickly finish off on my read. I'm nearly done. The draft will be held on the 9th of January. Country teams can draft up to 4 ASA players with a point system applied to each player. For more information, please contact your association or the Softball SA office. All relevant information, details, nominations, etc. can be found on the Softball SA website. Great
pick up there by Hoyle to retire the first batter. Great read there by Gemma. Country Championships for the first time. Obviously, it's the 69th version of the Country Championships, but for the first time, Adelaide players will be drafted into country teams, and Adelaide teams would have to play in their own division. So, great opportunity for each of the associations to maybe, if they've got a spot and a place in their lineup where they want to try and get an Adelaide player to sort of pick them up, there's an opportunity to do that. So promises to be a exciting opportunity for the country associations to be played down here at West Beach. Jess Golden grounded out to Burridge over at second. Zoe Thompson's looking to keep this alive, and that noise that you can hear in the background is the people next to us. So
we shall not mention.
We're wishing them all the best. So ironically, when I practiced those reads, they were about 30, 45, but maybe I was just speaking too quickly. So
I'm slow, maybe.
No, all good. Sutton to Thompson. as she picks a walk. Just an update on the score as well. It's 6-0. So forgive me for, if you could look at my run sheet, you could see that there is lots of smeared pen writing and texture.
Yeah.
The water has got through to the table and it's not making a great deal of sense. Sutton to Brie Marcelino, waste no time. Kaisley with the hot glove throws it out into the 6-5 hole. She plays the lead runner, Zoe Thompson, one of the fastest in the Premier League, as Marcelino makes first. Sporties by replay.
Yeah, you can see Lana starts very low, stays very low. Great pickup, easy over to second base where Emma takes that catch very casually. No chance for the second out.
Well, one of those players that I would suggest it will be on your call list for player of the game. She's had 2 at-bats and she's gone to left field, over left field's the fielder twice, and that's Jessica Maslin playing centre field, taking a couple of good catches. She's batted in half of the Magpies score herself. Having a big day out is the superstar from the Magpie, dual premiership player, previous Cath Coral medal winner. Showing her versatility, played first base last week, played left field before that. We know as a catcher, and she throws her hands at this one as it goes high and wide and out of play. Marcelino on first, 2 out.
Just part of our commentary team.
She's
also.
part of the commentary team. She loves it too, takes it very, very seriously and has done an amazing job. So loving all the Premier League. So Georgia King, our newest commentator, joining us today. We've had some of the American internationals start joining us, which has been very exciting. Maslin goes again, and this one's fallen in for a 3 for day as she's fallen just in front of centre field. Marcelino makes it from first to third, double base, as Maslin picks up a single to bat 1,000 for the day.
The benefit of that on the Sporties Bar replay, but the benefit of 2 out, the running, just go for it.
Yeah.
Jess does a good job to just drop that in instead of going all the way to her like everyone else has been going.
Yeah.
But beautiful hit, great running by Brie Marcelino.
Super fast.
She is so quick.
Fast. Charlize Callahan grounded out to third base, the hot glove of Lana Kaysler, and a strikeout so far today. So, as I said, 4-16, so we're probably looking at one more innings. So we'll get the 2 Gs here today to put their heads together and come up. My God, Callahan goes smash as Marcelino just walks across the plate. Far out. What a shot that was by Callahan, high in the zone, as she picks up her first hit for the day and scores a run.
Yeah, Georgia, take us through the Sporties replay here.
She just keeps her hands flat, drives the ball straight through, doesn't get under it too much. Then she gets a lovely flat hit out to left field to score Brie Marcelino.
Yeah, beautiful hit.
To the plate, Kate Geldof, the pitcher. A walk and a strikeout, so she's had a bit of both. She's done a great job in the middle, though, for the Magpies, keeping the powerful Eagles lineup currently to 0. She's picked up a couple of strikeouts whilst pitching herself, only given up a couple of hits. So good day for Geldof. She would be one of the players in contention. Jess Maslin would be one of the players in contention. Brie Marcelino would be one of the players in contention. It's going to be a tough one for you girls to do. So Amber Hood's nice double, been great behind the plate. So no pressure.
Yeah, they don't make it easy. Good problem to have.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're in the bottom of the 4th, so we're moving into run rule territory next innings. As Geldof fouls this one off. Sorry, Paul, I was looking to try and find you an update on that score on the other game on the other diamond, but either they're not broadcasting it or I can't find it. I have been searching, I apologise, but...
Georgia King's so popular already, she's just got paparazzi'd in the commentator's box.
Geldof swings underneath this one.
I think Geldof was the foul ball that the gate opened and the whole kerfuffle before, and she's just found another one to the same spot.
I didn't even check if the gate was up too. I should have done that too. That's something else I'm going to have to add to my to-do list, which has only got 22 things on it from today. In the dirt, Hood though.
Yeah, great job.
Still fighting, even 7-zip down, stays low, doesn't let it past her and keeps Callahan pinned over at first.
I think that gate was locked at the beginning, but with all the foul balls that went over, I think someone opened it and popped one back through after drying it off, which is lovely, but it didn't lock the gate again.
Good discipline by Geldof.
She has a full count now, so 2 out, full count. I think the runners would be running on this one and see if anything happens.
Change up, Geldof keeps her hands back. Marshank does not move as she takes the line drive catch. The Eagles are going to need to score 1 to go into the bottom of the 5th, as we just watch here on the Sporties Bar replay.
Beautiful piece of the ball, just like we've seen a few times today, straight to the centre fielder.
So, Georgia, we've obviously introduced you to a massive worldwide audience who I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fans, and you'll be much better second time round, trust me. So, obviously a dual state player, which is not an easy feat. Last year, Hayley Benithan had a bit of an injury at the start, and you had to play a lot more in the starting lineup in the field, and were impressive by all accounts for those that were there over in the ACT. So you're a dual player going to the under-23s. You're about to head up to the Brisbane Softball Association December 17th as you're playing off for the Joyce Leicester Shield. How are the under-23s looking?
The team is looking very solid at the moment. We had a good hit out this morning along with the Stars, and I got to have a little bit of a chat to Taylor Caudle and Whitney Shepherd, who are the imports that we've got playing down here, who are also going to join us up in Brisbane for 23s, and it's just looking like we're going to have hopefully a good strong tournament and hopefully bring back the
Joyce Leicester Shield?
Joyce Leicester Shield that we've been hunting for the last three or so years.
Queensland have won the last 4. There was a break, obviously, at the front there for COVID. And you've played off in the last 2 finals and have just missed out. So, and now that was on home surface as Marshank, first pitch down the left field line, beats Callahan inside the base. And the Eagles are off and racing.
You can see on the Sporties replay, Callahan does field quite off the line, and Alicia finds the line and gets through. So great hit. Oh yeah, we've had a new first baseman come into, I'll just wait for this pitch, come into the field for Port Adelaide. It is Taylor Mead.
Taylor Mead, right.
Yeah, she's had a few years off and back in.
Right.
Great to see. Hopefully that means Liz is okay, but...
Probably precautionary, you think, with the condition of the ground and being 7 up. But, not ideal. Jackie Bill has grounded out to Marcelino at shortstop. Gets caught in 2 minds there.
Did she hit Jess's glove there or no? She mustn't have.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance. It did look weird. I just looked up and it did look a little weird. I was watching the screen there. So... and just hangs on it, but Brie Marcelino reads it off the bat. She was already standing behind the pitcher. Great batting by Jackie Beale, but it just unfortunately better fielding by Brie Marcelino. Outstanding on the Sporty Bars replay.
Yeah, she was definitely shifted up the middle a little bit for that one. Right spot.
Marshank still at first. Top of the lineup for the Eagles. Brings leadoff Amber Hood to the plate. Big shot to left field for a double in her last at-bat, and got on by an error in the first. So she's been on every time she's been to the plate. The Eagles are going to need for her to be on here because We're 4:23, so it's going to be at least one run to make them bat again. 7 to tie, 8 to win.
It's not impossible. It really isn't. We've seen
Seacombe had that game a couple of weeks ago. Like they were down by a bunch, and in the last innings they just went bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
So see how we go here. State under 23 and Stars fundraiser behind us today. Barbecue, lots of great food there. Raffles, amongst other things that are going on. There's a wine wall to support the 23s. Georgia King, one of the superstars that's going to be heading up there, trying to break Queensland quest for 5 in a row on their home soil. Hood goes bang, and Thompson, like she was leading out of the square, takes a mark and takes a great catch. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah. Let's see if we get a Sporties replay of that one. Georgia, walk us through what we're about to see.
So Hoodie drives it right, lovely hit to the outfield. I think Zoe just thought she had to come in a lot harder for that one, and then at the last second realised that it was actually going over her head. But good athleticism to get up there and not let it get past.
Caitlin Holt, whose promotion to the 2 spot, has come up with a single and a ground out to third base. She goes to left field. Thompson gets a second opportunity. Doesn't need to jump in the air for this one like Georgia King would if she was playing football for the Sturt Blues in the SNFLW, which is something that Georgia did. We didn't get a chance to dissect that, but that's the game, and the Magpies have run out convincing 7-0 winners against the reigning back-to-back premier in the Eagles as they split their series 1-1 so far. What do you think, girls?
Great game. I think that Eagles did hit really quite well, just straight to players. So I know 7-0 sounds like a lot, but I don't know if it really reflects the quality of the game. But there you go, that's what happens.
And Drzinski back for the Eagles, getting through the game with a couple of long shots. That's a really positive plus, Georgia.
It is definitely. Way to come back in. First game, 2 hits to the outfield. Pity that they weren't in the gaps, but they were beautiful hits.
Yeah. So, Gemma, Sparm's player of the game. Who have you two decided upon?
We haven't discussed this, but it's got to be Maslin for me.
Yeah, I think J Maz as well, yeah.
Yeah, so.
We're just getting an update from
And Paul, if you've hung around, we've just got an update from Jill Williams, our scorer, who's done a great job for us. Walkerville are 6-1 up over the Falcons down there on Diamond 2 in the bottom of the 5th innings as that game's about to finish up. Well, today we got to meet Georgia King, the young dual state superstar. Gemma Cochran, Gemma Sharkey, see there, I didn't want to do it. I knew I wasn't going to do it, and it happened. It happened right at the end, but forgive us, the rain has been terrible. Obviously, you two playing against each other tonight, so obviously, obviously Glenelg coming off of a bit of a tough stretch at the moment. Hills, a good win, not a great game, and then a good, it's going to be a big game tonight at 7 o'clock, so big opportunity to come down here.
Yeah, make your way down. We've got a lot of injuries again this year, which is great. But we've got some depth and we're using it, so it's good. Lots of people getting lots of opportunity, and we'll do our best and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Awesome. So next game is Wednesday, 27th of November at 8 p.m. on Spacequake Sports. Premier League Round 8 with Seacombe Tigers taking on the Port Adelaide Magpies. The gold standard legend, Mr. Eric Bolnar, who's currently making a racket behind us, will be doing the commentary here for the Premier League. And he will be joined by the Walkerville Cats strikeout queen from Boise State, Taylor Caudle, who Georgia King was mentioning this morning, joining the under-23s on their quest up into Queensland. I obviously don't believe I'll see you before then, Georgia, so all the best coming up for that.
Thank you.
There'll be another special guest on Wednesday night. The other game on Wednesday is Sturton Hills at 7:30. No Diamond Bar this week, but the baseball bar and canteens open. So thank you to the always amazing Gemma Sharkey. Thank you, Georgia King.
Thank you.
How
for having me.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
So you'll be second time. We won't be able to shut you up. So Love it. And now you can add another thing to your resume of everything that you seem to do well, which seems to be plenty. Thank you to producer Mitch for a tough day. Did a great job. Final words, girls? No,
Thanks
all
for having
good.
us.
Looking
Yeah,
forward to tonight.
that's it.
All right, signing off here. We'll see you Wednesday night, 8 o'clock for more Premier League action.